Yes, hello everyone. Warm welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Camilla's. Like some guys have been ever wondering how to get information. Like I've ever needed information for an assignment or research, but it wasn't there, it wasn't reliable. Well, not all information is the same. Some sources give you first-hand knowledge while others interpret or summarize it. In this video, I will break down the three main types of information sources, whereby you have the primary, secondary, and tertiary. So you can use the right one for your studies or projects. Maybe shortly you can get started into this. We have what? Information source. Maybe first thing where we can, before we start, maybe I can explain what an information source is because someone might be wondering. This video has come, but what is an information source? Of which you have it here. It says an information source. Information source. An information source is anywhere I will get knowledge from books like research papers, news articles, or even interviews. But did you know they are grouped into three categories, of which in our next slide we shall have the categories where I have the primary, the secondary, and the third one that is the tertiary, since they are grouped in three categories. Here we are beginning with the first category. We have the types, that is the primary sources, secondary sources, and tertiary sources. We shall have the first one as being the primary information sources, whereby we say this one is an original material. Original materials like the first-hand information created by someone who directly explains a research topic. They provide raw data and evidence. So always find that these primary information sources they are always not good for research because you find someone has provided raw data like something that has not been interpreted or analyzed well to give us clear evidence about our topic. In the next slide, we shall have the examples of these primary information sources. As we all know that everything has advantages, disadvantages, examples and extigs and so on like this. So these primary information sources have also gotten some examples that we have here. We have the research reports, the diaries, autobiographies, the interviews and speeches, and historical documents. For example, the government records. For example, if you are researching World War II, a diary from a soldier, like a diary what a soldier wrote maybe when they were in war, like in a bush. His diary, what he wrote, is a primary source because it is a first-hand account for an information. Then in the next one, we have the secondary information sources, whereby this one it helps to analyze, like it is the one that analyzes, it summarizes or interprets the primary sources instead of first-hand information. They provide opinions or explanations, of which they also have some of the examples that I can show us here. We have an example of a book and like a book or a biography, like biographies. I have some like the journal articles, reviewing studies, documents, documentaries, news reports, analyzing events, and there are many more. Let's take an example of a book. Imagine a historian writing a book about World War II using diaries from the soldiers, like the letters and official records. That book is a secondary source because it interprets primary sources. Like when you come up with your book, you've gotten like you get first-hand information like raw data. Then you come and interpret that raw data. You summarize it and analyze it into a book or a journal or an article like that. That one will be called now a secondary information source since it has been analyzed, interpreted in the way you've done it. Then lastly, we have the third one, that is the tertiary information sources, whereby say this one it organizes and summarizes information from primary, secondary sources. This one it is the since it is last one, it is one that summarize the information from the primary, the information you get from that raw information get from the primary source, then you come and summarize, interpret, it goes to secondary. Then this one it comes in now to come and summarize now the general information got from the primary and secondary sources. For them, you say here they don't provide new analysis, but help us find information quickly. For example, we have also it is examples, the encyclopedias, the indexes and bibliographies, the databases. For example, when you go to Google Scholar, you can search articles, you get what? The Wikipedia, the helpers. For example, think of a dictionary or an encyclopedia. It gives you an overview, but doesn't contain the original research. Now, why do these sources matter? Now, why is it important to understand these sources? Well, if you're writing a research paper, you will need the primary sources for evidence, secondary sources for background information, and tertiary sources for quick references. Knowing differences helps you to find accurate and reliable information. So next time when you're doing your research, like when you're carrying a research, ask yourself, is this a primary source, a secondary source, or a tertiary source? This is simple question can help you pick the right information. Now, I want to hear from you, like at the comment section, because we have come to an end of our presentation, our today's video. But I want to get comments from you people. Which source do you use the most? Like guys, let's comment which source do you use the most from the primary, secondary, and the tertiary. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more learning tips. See you guys in the next video that will be dropped soon. Thank